Hi everyone, it's Amy, and today in my kitchen, I'm making cardamom orange cookies. I'm going back to my Scandinavian roots for this recipe. It is full of that cozy cardamom flavor with a little hint of orange. So let's get started on this easy drop sugar cookie. First up, you're going to get your mixer. I use a paddle attachment, and you want 1 cup of softened butter. I use unsalted butter in my baking. That way I can control the amount of salt in my baking. And we're going to add in 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of dark brown sugar. And I love using the dark brown sugar when I'm making something real rich like this cookie. So if you only have light brown sugar, it's fine. But if you can get your hands on some dark brown sugar for this cookie, you're gonna love it. All right, let's get these mixed up together. You really want that sugar to blend with all the butter. See how those come together into one smooth ball? We're gonna add in 2 egg yolks, and that's gonna keep these cookies super chewy. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. You can measure it if you like to. I just go with what my heart tells me. And then for the orange flavor, I have 1 regular sized orange, and I'm gonna zest it right into the batter. Now, when you zest an orange, you only wanna take off that bright orange color off the top layer. When you get to the next layer, it's a little bitter, so just do the top orange layer. And you can measure it if you want to. It's about a tablespoon of orange zest. I just go with whatever 1 orange gives me. I've made these cookies without the orange zest, and they're still delicious, but there's something about that orange that just brings out that bright flavor in these cookies. I think you'll love it. Okay, put that orange aside. Make sure you really tap out your zester. And now we're gonna mix this up until it's really combined. One thing about orange zest and lemon zest is it tends to really stick to the beaters in the bowl. So you wanna make sure to scrape down at least once during the beating process. Okay, for the dry ingredients, you'll need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. If you're using salted butter, you can probably cut that kosher salt in half. And then I've got 2 teaspoons of cardamom going in. Now we're gonna mix this. It's gonna start off a little crumbly, but once it comes together as a dough ball, that's when we stop mixing. All right, so here's the crumble. There it comes. See how it's starting to form together? That's what we want right there. Oh gosh, it smells so good. I could eat this cookie dough. And we're gonna bring in a cookie sheet that I've lined with parchment paper. And then I also have about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And I've got a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop. You don't have to use cookie scoops, but what I love about them is that every cookie will be the same size, which means they'll bake evenly in your oven. All right, so we're gonna scoop 2 tablespoons of cookie dough, roll it into a ball, and then you're gonna roll it into that granulated sugar, and it's gonna give a little bit of a crispy crunch on the outside of your cookie. And we're gonna repeat that for all the cookies. Okay, my oven is preheated to 350 degrees. And these cookies are gonna go in for about 12 to 14 minutes. I like to tap the tops just a little bit. 12 to 14 minutes, and then we're gonna take them out and I'll be right back. Okay, these smell so good, you guys. We're going to take them off of the cookie sheet and let them cool completely before we dive into them. All right, I'm gonna go make a few more batches and I'll be back. Okay, I've given these cookies a little chance to cool, and I'm gonna tell you guys, these are so much better if you wait until they've cooled completely, and I'll even be the one to tell you they're better on day 2. So keep that in mind. Look how soft and delicious these are. Enjoy.